What's good, everyone? It's Blackbeard What Ifs, back with another What If, and this one is What if Tanjiro, What if Tanjiro was Ryuma from One Piece? Now, I haven't I'm telling you guys now. I just recently, literally, an hour or so ago, watched like most of Ryuma's stuff. So I know a lot about him, but if you want me to fully remember, I can. I don't even remember what his attacks were called, which is why I'm changing them, all right? And the ship is going to be female Inosuke because I feel like it. That seems like a good ship. A stoic, calm person getting with a very crazy, out of control person. Sounds kind of nice, don't y'all agree? Now, all right, where should I start this off? Okay, so where we start off, is with Tanjiro, because one day, no, we start off at the beginning of the show, where Tanjiro's going down to the get coal, but instead it's going to be Nezuko because Tanjiro ends up getting sick. So while he's resting, she's going down and she's going to go get the coal or sell the coal. And before she goes, Tanjiro pats her on the head and he's like, I believe in you. You got this. We'll be fine. I'm here. It's cool. So you go. It'll be alright. As she's like, okay. And she goes down to the mountain. And while all that's happening, what while she goes down to the mountain and all that, let's just say 5 or so hours later. Yeah, 5 hours later. Uh, 5 hours later, the I do crap. I forgot the word. Oh, someone knocks on the door at their house. To which uh, what's her name? Tanjiro's mom. She opens the door and she's like, "Hi." She's like, "Hi, who is it?" As immediately she gets slashed and blood spurts out and she falls onto the ground, leaving the two no, not two, I think three younger siblings to make their way towards Tanjiro, or make their way towards their mom, where they see uh where they see their mom bleeding on the ground, well, dead. As basically what ends up happening is, the first one, third oldest, yeah, the third oldest kid, he runs at the demon attacking his family, and he's like, "Leave us alone!" and hits him, and it does nothing. And that kid gets slashed, and yeah, he starts bleeding out. The fourth one, he also runs towards Tanjiro, or not runs towards Tanjiro, runs towards the demon, while he just grabbed something and threw it at him. It did nothing, but yeah, he threw something at him. And he also gets slashed, but instead of normally, he gets slashed all across his chest, like how Zoro did. So, what ends up happening to Deku, or I just stopped doing that. I'm so sorry, guys. What ends up happening to Tanjiro is the youngest one, the little girl. She runs her way over to Tanjiro and wakes him up and everything, tells him what's happening. As he grabs an axe. He grabs an axe and he's like, "All right, I'll be ready. Just stay behind me." As Tanjiro, he comes around the corner and just swings his axe at the demon. The axe breaks. It just completely shatters. leaving Tanjiro to be quite surprised because he's like, "Who is this? What is this? It smells foul and evil and wicked and just it smells like the devil." And he says the last part out loud as the demon grins and just not slash it, just kicks Tanjiro through the house. So, through the house and through like 3 trees. And he's laying on the ground bleeding. Little girl, I'm sorry to say it, guys, but hey, the little girl, she also dies. And now, and now, uh, what's it? Now Tanjiro is making his way, like he's trying to run or get away from the house. But it's a little hard because, like I say, he's bleeding. And, he's wounded and everything. He's limping, like just kind of holding himself onto the nearest tree and just kind of moving from tree to tree to keep himself up. And he's going, meanwhile, the demon is just calmly walking, following his bloody footsteps and all that. As Nezuko, she makes it up and she sees the blood and everything. She runs over to see what happened. And sadly, her whole family's dead. And she's crying and everything. She's like, wait, where's Tanjiro? As she's looking around and she doesn't see him. So she turns and she sees a trail of blood from Tanjiro getting, kicked through the house. So she follows him. Or she follows that trail of blood. And the trail of blood leads to what's it called? It leads to Muzan and Tanjiro. So the demon, which is Muzan and Tanjiro. As she's like, hey, leave him alone. And, she's throwing any rock she can at him. And it's not doing anything to Muzan. It's not. I'm sorry, but it's not. As, she's, hitting him and everything. As Muzan knocks her away. And he's like, you'll be a great demon to serve under me. As he rushes towards her, getting ready to inject blood into her, all of a sudden, Tanjiro jumps in front, and leaving both of them surprised as he takes a whole lot of blood from Muzan. A whole lot. You all want to know how much? I'm going to say it now. Right about now, his base strength, he is, he's stronger than Upper Moon 2. Or no. He's stronger than Upper Moon 3, but weaker than Upper Moon 2. So, yeah. And that's just his strength. As Tanjiro falls limp on the ground and he starts convulsing and shaking. But before it's nighttime, by the way, while this is all happening, she was able to come back early. But before all of this could happen, or before he could get her, or before Muzan could grab Tanjiro, the sun starts rising, and as he reaches out, his hand gets burned, and he retracts his hand back, and he's like, whatever. At least he'll kill the girl. That's one less thing I have to deal with. As he's like, Nakame, get me out of here. They hear the strum of an instrument as he's gone. And, she's shaking Tanjiro. She's like, hey, stay with me. Stay with me. Are you alright? Please, stay with me. And, she's crying and everything. As, once again, Tanjiro's convulsing. And eventually he stops. But then he starts to change. His hair starts to turn whitish. And his body just overall changes until now, he basically looks like this. He looks like Ryuma. Or the zombie version of Ryuma. As, he's still kind of scratched up from all that. Or, once he transforms, she's like, Tanjiro, are you there? As he pulls out his sword. He pulls out his sword. and just swings above her. He swings above her head and clashes with another blade. As you know, like when the swords clash, it sends out a small shockwave, not knocking her back, but it like a whole lot of wind comes in, or yeah, wind. That was it. It causes a shockwave. As you know, Tanjiro lowers his blade a little and then kicks the person back. As the person, he gets sent back a little. He's holding on to his blade as he gets back up and he looks at the Nezuko and he says, "Hey, girl, get out of here. Can you see that's a demon? He'll kill you." She's like, "No, he won't. I know he won't. My brother wouldn't kill me. I know it. I I know he wouldn't kill me." As she's sitting there frustrated but scared at the same time because she doesn't know. I mean, he's become a demon, so she doesn't know. As he uh as Tanjiro, he rushes towards the unnamed swordsman and starts clashing blades with him. And he's sending powerful clashes at him to the point where it's knocking him back and everything. And no, uh, the the unnamed swordsman, he backs up and he's like, you seem kind of strong. What's your name? As you know, Tanjiro just kind of looks at him and squints his eyes and gets ready to use another attack. As he's like, whatever. All right, I'll make this quick. As he says, what was it? He says, water breathing, 11th form, dead calm. As instantly, he's behind Tanjiro. And Tanjiro's chest opens with blood. And he's like, I missed. Alright, I'll get you this time. As the swordsman turns around. And he's like, oh yeah, before you die, my name is Tomioka Giyu. May you rest in peace. As he goes to slash at Tanjiro, but Tanjiro grabs his sword and swings around, causing their blades to clash once more as Giyu's sword breaks, causing Giyu to duck before his head gets completely cut off. And once that happens, he backs up and he's like, "All right, I guess I'm still just gonna have to fight then until you die." As eventually Nezuko, she's kind of passed out out of fear. As now they hear, all of a sudden Tanjiro turns, his eyes widen, which makes Giyu turn. As all of a sudden Tanjiro starts running towards Nezuko, and Giyu's like, "Crap, I'm not gonna be able to get there in time. He's gonna kill her." And all of a sudden he slashes upward, and he's like, "What did he hit?" As he sees, Giyu sees that a not a tree that was behind Nezuko started falling over from their fighting. All the shockwaves kind of knocked it loose, so it started tipping over, and it was gonna tip over onto her and kill her. So Tanjiro cut it clean in half, stopping it from hurting her. As Gyu, he looks at Tanjiro and he's like, "Alright, you seem to have your humanity, I guess. Here, take take this. Go to a man named Earl Kodaki and tell him I sent you. If you can speak, that is." As Tanjiro just nods, uh picks up Nezuko and goes and walks off. Sorry, had to take me a little hydration break. I probably should have paused it, my dumb self. I'm stupid. But no, while Tanjiro's walking off, Gyu is thinking to himself, and he's like, "That kid is no joke. Whatever he is now, he is no joke. He almost killed. He almost killed me. I only did that as a last resort. I couldn't stop him. He's way too powerful for me." As now, Tanjiro's walking with Nezuko. She's on his back and everything. As eventually they, go to a cave and they sleep for the night. And, as Nezuko's waking up, she wakes up to see she's laying on someone's lap. She looks up and she sees, Tanjiro or Ryuma. She sees she's on his lap and, she's like, wait, what? As he kind of opens his eyes. I don't know, he's a skeleton. He shouldn't have eyes, but yeah, he opens his eyes and looks at her, to which, she kind of gets a little startled as he gets up, walks over to her, and she's crawling back. Eventually, she hits the wall of the other half of the cave, to which he walks up to her. She's like, no, 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 stay back, please. As he just kneels down and hugs her. As she can feel something on her shoulder, and she turns and she sees droplets coming from his eyes. He's actually crying. She hugs back and everything. And after she hugs back, all she hears is, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." It's basically Tanjiro repeating that over and over, and she's like, "What are you sorry for?" And she's like, "I couldn't protect them. Why couldn't I protect them? I was too weak." As Nezuko's like, no, you weren't, Tanjiro. You were sick. It's fine. Besides, we have each other, right? So we can keep going for them. We need to keep fighting and kill that person that killed our family. As Tanjiro nods and he gets up with Nezuko, they start walking out. It's nighttime. They're walking towards this shrine looking thing. As Tanjiro, he does smell something. He holds his arm out and stops her. As he points towards the shrine, as he says, I smell blood." As she's kind of worried a little, but she's like, "All right, we got this. It's fine." As they open the door, and a demon runs out, or not runs out. It lunges out and jumps onto Nezuko, pinning her down. But before it could do anything, Tanjiro just kicks it hard as hell, sending it flying back against the tree. As he looks down, Tanjiro puts up his thumb, kind of asking, "Are you alright?" And she puts up hers and gets up. As not Tanjiro, the demon, it looks at Tanjiro and says, "Why are you working with a filthy human?" As it lunges towards Tanjiro. But before it could do anything, Tanjiro just unsheaths Shisui and just slashes and cuts its head off instantly, causing it to just it's like, what just happened? As its head rolls onto the ground and then it just dies. Its head turns to dust. And when that happens, Nezuko's asking if he's alright. He's Tanjiro's nodding, and all they hear is they hear footsteps, and And as they're hearing the footsteps, all they hear is just, wow, good job. I didn't I didn't ever think that a demon would be working with a human until today. As Tanjiro gets into a stance with his sword. He basically holds it like this, getting ready to do like a thrust. As as the person raises their hands and he's like, whoa, 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 calm down, calm down. I'm not your enemy. I'm not your enemy. My name is uh. I'm just gonna call him by his last name. He's like, my name is Earl Kodaki. I was sent a message about you two. You're Tanjiro and Nezuko, right? Or you're the demon boy and the girl, right? As she nods and she's like, yeah, I'm Nezuko Kamado and this is my brother, Tanjiro Kamado. As, you know, Earl Kodaki just looks at him, or looks at Tanjiro, and Tanjiro looks at him like this as he puts his sword on his shoulder and he's just like staring at him. As Earl Kodaki's like, alright, well, follow me. Come on. And kind of jogs up the mountain like how he did in regular canon. But what's different is, uh, halfway up the mountain, Nezuko starts getting tired, like she's finna collapse. Tanjiro picks her up, puts her on his shoulder, and he starts bolting. Like he starts running, and he's like neck and neck with Earl Kodaki to the point where Earl Kodaki he's starting to go all out, and uh Tanjiro is still next to him, and he's like, all right, I see he's quite strong. As event, yeah, and when that happens, or after that happens, they make their way to Earl Kodaki's little house. As Nezuko gets off his back, she's breathing. She's like, I'm not even running and I'm tired. How did that happen? As Earl Kodaki's like, you don't practice your breathing. Come inside. I have a proposition for you. As she's like, okay, whatever. And goes in with Tanjiro. As Tanjiro sits on down with his blade at his hip. And he sits there and he looks at him. And like he looks at Urokodaki. And Urokodaki, he's like, alright, now my question is, Nezuko, right? She's like, yeah. Would you like to be a demon slayer? What's a demon slayer? Well, a demon slayer is a lot like that person your brother fought. A demon slayer is a person who comes around with basically is a person that, well, as the name suggests, they slay demons. They have a special sword made to kill them. So I'm saying, do you want to be one? She's like, yes, yes I do. Azuro Kodaki grins under his mask. He's like, alright, now follow me. I'll teach you water breathing. And she's like, alright, let's do it. And that's where I'm going to leave it off for now. If y'all want more, please tell me in the comments below. I'm so sorry I've been gone. I've just kind of, like, I want to do videos, but at the same time, I just kind of lose the motivation to do stuff sometimes. Like, you have that moment where, like, even stuff that's fun feels tiring for you. Like, you just lack you just don't want to do it for some reason. Even stuff that you like, it just kind of takes the fun away. Or the fun's gone for some reason. That's kind of what I'm feeling. But, yeah. I'll try to upload more videos soon. But, yeah, if you guys have anything to say or you have any ideas for me, put that in the comments. I'm planning on making a zombie Deku. Zombie boy. Just as a heads up. And with that out of the way, This is Blackbeard What Ifs signing off. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Deuces.